Well, since the start of the war, Kidsave has helped to evacuate 14,000 people out of active combat zones to the borders of nearby countries. What started out as a small 3-member team of volunteers and their friends has grown into a network of dozens more, who also provide humanitarian aid to Ukrainians in desperate need. I want to bring in Randi Thompson, the president and CEO and co-founder of Kidsave, to talk about the work her organization is doing in Ukraine. She joins us now live from Los Angeles. Thank you so much, Randi. Good to have you on. Your team has been working in some of the hardest hit of areas in Ukraine and frankly reporting from other NGOs that have found extreme difficulty getting in and out, getting aid in and out. How are you achieving this?
Well, for one thing, we were already in those hard-hit areas when the conflict started. Our team is based in Mykolaiv, and we've been working in Mykolaiv and Kherson. So they know the roads, they know the the area like the back of their hand, which certainly helped. I mean, these were people who were child advocacy people putting children in families. And suddenly when that war started, we needed to get them out of these combat areas as quickly as we can. So as you said, we've actually, as of today, it's more than 17,000 people that we've been able to rescue out of the combat zones. And we're feeding another 14,000 every day who are still there. So it's become an enormous effort. And we've got altogether about 200 people on the ground who are working to get people out as quickly as they can.
Yeah, could you give me a sense of what is going on in the areas where your teams are and what they're telling you in terms of the need of people wanting to get out, and importantly, how the children are and whether they are facing danger?
Yeah. Well, everybody's facing danger. I mean, people want to stay as long as they possibly can in their homes because for many of them, they don't really, the fear of being a refugee is very tough. So we often get calls, and we're getting more and more and more calls to our hotline every day for people who want to get out. They often call when the danger has really gotten intense, when the missile is blowing up in their backyard. So, our people are going in when they can through humanitarian corridors, but they're also having to go in the dark of night and trying to go in and extract people. From the standpoint of children, I mean, children, we work with children who are in institutions, and then we also work with kids that are in families. And the kids in institutions were facing terrible things even before this war started. And so now you can imagine the challenges for them when they have to, they don't know what's going on, and they're facing this whole fear without a loving family to count on. So what we're doing with those kids is we're trying to keep them as safe as we can. We're trying to move them together to safe places so their semblance of normalcy is there.
Yeah. Randi, I want you to tell me what happens on the other end, when you're able to evacuate some of these children, as you say, some of the most vulnerable. There's a concern there are going to be so many more orphans, so many more children that lose their parents. What is your greatest fear?
Well, there's going to be a whole nation of children that have been through this trauma. And so obviously we're working to get, psychologists to be able to continue to work with the children. Right now, we're trying to keep the children who are without parents together because that, from the trafficking standpoint, concerns keeping those kids together with their orphanage groups is really important. I think as you look at, people losing more families, there's going to be a tremendous amount of work to do when this conflict is finally over. And one day it will be over. And so we're already starting, in addition, today, just to recap, it's safety. Today, we're trying to get people out as quickly as we can. We're trying to get food in. And then, as we look down the future, we're trying to figure out, and we're working with great companies like Boeing who are, already thinking about how do you work in Ukraine after this is over? What do we do
Randi,
to
thank you so
get kids
much.
into families?
We've run out of time. We've run out of time. Thank you so much, and we hope to get you back on very soon. Thank you very much for joining us on Connect the World. I'm Eleni Jokas. We continue our coverage right after the short break. Stay with us.